Hi, Bounce and Fly Away. Rejoice, comrades. Bounce and Fly Away is here. And rejoice, extraordinaire. Shanna's here. Hi, darling. I am just shilling myself. Give me a minute. Shanna, sweetie, can you pin something? All caps. No Fed posting. I'm trying not to get clapped. Basically nuked from orbit by platforms or things. It's not worth it. Thank you for coming over, Bounce and Fly Away. Great to see you. Dinner. Hello. Thank you, sweetie. No Fed posting. We can talk about what he done, what he has said in the past. Rejoice, comrades. Another mod. Hi, Drumstick. Please be on the lookout. I'm trying not to get clapped. We can talk about what he said in the past, obviously, but try not to mention or bring up any of the situation that is currently unfolding. Not worth it. Let me go into my chat. Give me a minute. Hope everyone is doing well. My chat. Give me a minute. Oh, I've got to turn the phone down on the phone. I am here. Your favourite Scottish lass. About to go. This is President Sunday. And look. Bad empanada. Shall we? Sorry to expose everyone to him. But these things do be needed to be covered. And President Sunday is probably going to be spot on. Oh, come on. Nightbot, you're a menace. I have timed Nightbot for 10 minutes. Don't know if that'll fix anything. Let us see.
Lately, Bad Empanada has been making waves in his community and in Hassan's community and in a whole bunch of places.
Go back to the beginning. If you haven't already and feel this would be good, go and follow President Sunday. He is good. He is Canadian. He is a leftist and a philosopher. He is good. Let me just fix myself. I'm not sitting correctly, as usual. Yeehaw. One of my other, a former mod and someone who visits, Sozzled Snake. He is at war with Nightbot. This is rather fun. Sozzled usually wins. Good for Sozzled. Take it away, President Sunday.
Hello everyone. In this video I wanted to talk a little bit about this guy, Bad Empanada. Bad Empanada is a leftist, or at least he claims to be, on YouTube who makes okay video essays on politics and lies constantly in his live streams and on Twitter about other creators. Despite this, his advocacy for Palestine has made him an uncomfortable bedfellow for a lot of leftists online, and he has grown massively from being promoted by Hassan Piker in particular. I don't blame Hassan for this. Even I have at times softened my judgment of him because, after all, the people he is targeting are much, much worse. However, I'm starting to think that maybe this was a mistake. Lately, Bad Empanada has been making waves in his community and in Hassan's community and in a whole bunch of places with some pretty patently transphobic, ableist, and anti-Semitic statements on social media, and in this video I want to go over why this is a problem. To begin with, here are two recent examples. Quote, "At this point, I'm open to the idea that for a lot of otherwise unremarkable," yes, this is my Bad Empanada voice, don't judge me, "horrible white people, being trans is mostly a way to claim a marginalized identity to hide behind." And as you can see, he doubles down when somebody asks him why he would say something so weird and bigoted. Here's another one. "There is no nuance. Anti-Semitism is only a serious issue against..."
Ray Joyce Comrades, the resident philosopher, has arrived. Hi, Scribby. President Sunday, covering bad pastry type person. Let's see how President Sunday deals with Bad Empanada. I have no truck with him anymore. Not President Sunday, Bad Empanada. He's not worth the hassle, really. But I'd like to see what President Sunday has to say. He's usually quite close to feeling or truth of things. Do you? Good to hear. I go in every now and again to say hi and see how he's doing.
Arabs. There is no meaningful anti-Jewish prejudice anywhere in the world. Jews are actually a massively privileged group of people, and affording them special status makes you a flipping moron. Then he continues, "Anti-Semitism is not serious in the USA, nor anywhere. You are a total rube who eats up Zionist propaganda like it's nothing. Anti-Semitism is not bad in the USA or anywhere, you enemy within." Unquote. Let's start by focusing on the trans comments. A lot of people are concerned, understandably, about these comments and how they may further marginalize trans people when the trans community are already under attack globally. That's bad, that's pretty serious. Jumping onto the bandwagon of attacking already embattled communities of people amidst a global rise in anti-trans and even eugenic sentiment is not something we as leftists should be engaging in, I humbly submit. That being said, let me play devil's advocate for a moment. I think we can all understand.
What a good Australian accent. We've got Real Dad Tom, an Australian, based Australian. We love Dad Tom here. We've also got Zakat, another based Australian. There's authentic Australians. Feel free to go and follow them. They are based. They are good people, especially Zach. Real Dad Tom is good people as well.
Understand what might be motivating this rhetoric by Bad Empanada. Absolutely, there are rich people who are also trans who try to use their marginal status on one plane, gender, to obscure their behavior on a different plane in which they are absolutely not marginalized at all, wealth. And so, leaving aside certain decisions he made in the course of doing so, I think Bad Empanada was in the right for going after PhilosophyTube for both siding the mass murder of Palestinians in Gaza and being ambiguous about whether it qualifies as a genocide. There's also the content creator that PhilosophyTube based her entire identity and persona off of, ContraPoints. We've seen writing big effort posts about how protests against support for Israel's actions helped cost the Democrats the election. This is perverse for a number of reasons, not the least of which is that this is effectively ContraPoints talking down to people for prioritizing stopping the ethnic cleansing of Palestine over maybe, possibly, getting Kamala Harris into the White House so she could continue to support the ethnic cleansing of Palestine. Put more crudely, ContraPoints has effectively determined that the cost of trans people having access to necessary therapies in the United States is the mass murder of Palestinians, and she is mad at us for not collectively wanting to pay the toll. ContraPoints and PhilosophyTube are two extremely wealthy content creators who hide behind their marginalized
Sin here. I did used to follow Abigail. I do apologise. Some of her videos were rather good in my opinion back in the day, but not now, unfortunately. They haven't been for a couple of years at least. She started to change during the pandemic. I think that done a lot of psychological damage to a lot of people, not just streamers, but for certain parts of the streaming community or YouTube community, it kind of changed them for the worst. For a lot of them, it's kind of depressing to say, really. Don't get me wrong, the pandemic changed me. Changed a lot of us. Quite profoundly. It just made me a little bit more scared. Don't get me wrong, with my degree, I understood what's happening and stuff, but I could see the toll it was taking on the ordinary citizens of the country and the world in general. But it seems to have changed Natalie and Abigail quite profoundly. These things do happen, unfortunately. It has, I've noticed that. There'll be memes coming, lots of memes, many, many memes. I'm sure they'll get posted about the place and we'll see them cropping up every now and again. I would lay off actually making major comments about the situation until we know a lot more, until the person has been apprehended. I'm more worried about what the right wing's going to do in America now over this. We'll see. We'll find out. See how bad the Trump admin gets, really. In the other sections of the right wing echo chamber, really. Rejoice, comrades. Linton is here. Hi, Linton. Welcome in. Great to see you. We are covering President Sunday, calling out Bad Empanada for being a hateful bastard, really. Nothing new there, really. Yeah. Maximilian? Why would he have... Oh, God. I quite like Max. Do I need to cover that? I might need to go and check out Max's channel. I will always say I'll put a comment under this video and say President Sunday that I put it on my stream. I always do that. If it's anyone that I've borrowed their footage and their videos. Oh dear God. There are gay Tories, by the way. They do exist, unfortunately. And obviously we've got you've got ones in the Labour Party, actually on the government benches. Case in point. West shooting. Oh dear God, Jim. Oh, I feel for you. Have you tried educating him? Carry on,
Identities
President.
to play the victim while they align themselves with capital in defense of Israel massacring civilians and providing political and financial support to politicians in the West who then target other trans people like themselves. Pseudo-progressive figures like these are willfully playing the part of double agents in a class war and eating their own to get access to mainstream fame. Bad Empanada pointing this out isn't a problem. In fact, I think pointing this out is absolutely necessary. However, when you do this, a lot of people, including a lot of trans people who are parasocially attached to creators like ContraPoints and PhilosophyTube, will often jump to their defense. I've had this happen to me, and the way these people act can often be pretty bluntly pathetic, because these people bluntly often are. You're talking about people who are more often than not socially isolated and with very little going for them, and this isn't their fault. Their entire country is targeting them for extermination. You're talking about people desperate for representation. And the creators they have attached themselves to, like PhilosophyTube and ContraPoints, have successfully framed themselves as their representatives and advocates in the media. An attack on these people is felt like an attack on them. This is also something that happens to people who critique Bad Empanada, by the way. But the point is, I can understand someone having a generalized anger towards a creator's community as they throw themselves on the tracks to defend
Oh,
abhorrent behavior. The
no.
problem comes in, for most people, including myself, when this anger is used as an excuse by Bad Empanada to jump on the bandwagon of delegitimizing trans people in the Western world as a category. Oh, they're just using their marginalized status for the social capital that comes with being a victim. This is a right-wing talking point used specifically to attack trans people as a fake population of fake people that deserve no consideration as citizens or even as human beings with rights. This is a problem, but let's put aside empathy for trans people for a second. Let's say, for argument's sake, that Bad Empanada is just so single-minded about Palestine that he's fine with becoming a vector of transphobia and even eugenics, so long as it helps the Palestinian cause. I've made a video about why I don't believe Bad Empanada really cares about Palestine at all, and that he is cynically using it for his own gain at the expense of real pro-Palestinian activism, which I'll link in the description. But let's pretend for argument's sake that I did completely believe in Bad Empanada's sincerity. Even taking Bad Empanada at his word, that what he actually cares about is Palestine, the problem is that not only do statements like what we've seen Bad Empanada making here do nothing for the Palestinian cause or to punish wealthy people for hiding behind their identities to act as soft defenders for Israel, they actually pretty substantially hurt the pro-Palestinian cause. Think with me for a moment. What happens to a community when the creator who is that community's centerpiece starts...
Oh, God, did he? Rejoice, comrades. John the Brazen is here. He has not been a I may not be a chance. Christ almighty. What? Bad Empanada, what the fuck, man? Take a look at what's happening here in the UK. The RMT, they've went on strike for better paying conditions against the capitalist bastards. They are not imperialist. Oh, God. Eddie Dempsey, God, I love that man. He's amazing. Younger version of Nick Lynch there, that one. Brilliant. So, Bad Empanada, what the fuck? I'm going to have to cover that. Unions aren't imperialist. Some of them are still going to be supporting Labour. Don't know fucking why. With any luck, this new candidate will get voted out, and Christine McEnea can. For a Scottish woman, I feel kind of depressed, really. Hopefully, this new one, who's actually talked to Owen interviewed her. She'll be good at Unison, and hopefully, we'll see disaffiliation. Rejoice, comrades! The Ferret King is here. Hi, Ferret. Everyone, I demand you go and follow the Ferret King. He is good, people. He covers the aviation industry. He is a former ATC air traffic controller, and he is good. Hi, Ferret. And rejoice. Yes, Owen Jones. Elron Hubbard is here. How goes the battle? Hello, comrade. Good people in the chat tonight. Fucking amazing. Hello, hello. Thank you, everyone. It is great to see you. Update on leg. Leg feeling better. Still broke. Still knitting together. Big bruise. Still